What up and welcome to Rama Screen YouTube channel, and here's my review of Netflix new animated series Twilight of the Gods. Let's rock this. Hot damn, the one major thing that people are going to be buzzing about in regards to this show for many years to come will be the sex. I'm telling you, this show is actually pretty awesome, and I'm giving it a pretty good grade for a lot of solid, substantive, well-deserved reasons. But it probably won't matter because what will stay in everybody's memory is the fact that Twilight of the Gods features threesome, blowjob, eating pussy out, and all other sexually mature content that I personally think are not that big of a deal in the year 2024, but some audiences will make a big deal out of it. But I can go on talking about how Twilight of the Gods pushes the boundaries between what is mainstream and what is hentai. Or do you want me to talk about the substance? Okay, let's put sex aside for a minute, shall we? Here we go. I've already watched the entire 8 episodes of Twilight of the Gods, and this is one of the best new animated shows I've seen all year. Twilight of the Gods is epic, it's visually stunning, it's brutally graphic, and it's mesmerizing. I know, I'm just as shocked about this as you are, because we're still fresh from Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon director's cut, which was not well received by fans and critics alike. And all of a sudden, Zack Snyder circles back into our conversation again with an animated show of all things. And it's actually really good. So color me pleasantly surprised. Turns out, Zack Snyder can be a decent storyteller after all, when he tries. Now, to be fair, Zack Snyder is not the only one solely responsible for Twilight of the Gods. This is the brainchild of Zack, Eric, and Jay, and their writing team. But Zack's fingerprints are all over the story. It bears a lot of similarities to Rebel Moon in that, yet again, this is about a group of people defying an authority, which in this case, it's humans versus Nordic gods. And yet again, vengeance is at the heart of it all. The difference is, in Rebel Moon, the authoritarian authority comes to where the people are, whereas in Twilight of the Gods, the humans journey on to where the gods reside. But yeah, Twilight of the Gods is incredibly riveting. At the end of every episode, I could not wait to see where the story was heading to next. Co-created and executive produced by Zack Snyder, directed by Zack Snyder and Jay Oliva, from Stone Quarry Animation and Xylem Animation, in a mythical world of great battles, great deeds, and great despair, Leif, a mortal king, is saved on the battlefield by Sigrid, an iron-willed warrior with whom he falls in love. On their wedding night, Sigrid and Leif survive a wrath of terror from Thor, which sets them and a crew of crusaders on an against all odds and merciless mission for vengeance. This heroic story of love, loss, and revenge is a journey to hell and beyond across fantastical lands, battlefields fierce and bloody, and wars waged against gods and demons. Voice starring Sylvia Hoeks as Sigrid, Stuart Martin as Leif, Rahul Kohli as Egil, Patterson Joseph as Loki, Jamie Clayton as Seed Kona, Hilo Asbeck as Thor, and Peter Stormare as Ulfur. The review embargo lifts on the same exact night as this show's premiere, so there's no need to tiptoe around the details anymore. Although I'll try my best to not be all spoilery in this video. The way that Twilight of the Gods subverts Nordic mythology by turning Thor into a bloodthirsty megalomaniac villain right off the bat from the very first episode is absolutely brilliant in my opinion. Not gonna lie, I was taken aback by it, and I was like, alright, we're off to the races, because this is not Marvel Cinematic Universe Thor, you know what I'm saying? And so from that point on, this show is riddled with shock value after shock value after shock value that are not just there as a gimmick, but they are actually integral or essential in the character development in this world where sex and violence are just another Tuesday. I knew this show was gonna be on some levels pretty damn good because Jay Oliva is associated with it. Jay directed some of my favorite DC animated movies over the years. It has been Jay's bread and butter for a long time. Jay has the eyes for this kind of format. And the animators at the studios behind this project did a fantastic job of blending vivid mythical landscapes with visually striking character designs. The attention to detail is remarkable, and it's the kind of animation quality that screams out kinetic saga energy. One of my favorite episodes is the episode where the characters tell stories to one another around the fire pit, and that allows the animation to go extra grand and extra imaginative. It's humorous, it's emotional, and it's all around captivating. The narrative kind of blurs the lines between heroism and love and how vengeance consumes a person. It's quite complex. It's not just good versus evil, although Thor is probably the only one that's pretty clear cut out of all of them. Hell, even Loki is sometimes painted as a misunderstood guy more than just a trickster. The tone, for the most part, is somber. It balances the brutality of ancient battles with the excitement of adventure, where entering Valhalla seems to be everybody's personal end goal. The characters, especially Sigrid, are very resolute, so there's only little room for changing anybody's mind. What we get to see are the motivations behind their shared cause. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, the twists and turns regarding the fate of some of these guys are jaw dropping. I mean, you'll be like, wow, damn, I thought he was gonna live to fight another day. The writers keep dangling victory like a carrot in front of a donkey. It's always within Sigrid's reach, but never really within her grasp. The voice performances are terrific, and it really helps that they cast many of the actors who have some heritage or some ethnicity or some roots in the Nordic or Scandinavian region. Not all of them, of course, but many of them. And that does lend to their voices sounding authentic and genuine. Sylvie Hoeks, in particular, her voice performance radiates intensity and fierceness. The musical score also fits that specific culture. It adds gravitas to the battles, and it's beautifully composed to draw you, the viewers, deeper into that fantastical world. And finally, is all the graphic sex stuff really necessary? Well, it's a subjective matter, isn't it? It's a matter of perspective on how you view it. It can still be rated TV MA without having to go all that far. But again, to my point earlier, it shouldn't be that big of a deal for any show that is always purposely designed to be adult centric. But I would argue, and you can disagree with me, that there are instances on this show where the sex does help in shaping some of the decisions that some of the characters strongly feel. And so, to that extent, it does seem necessary. So, yeah, overall, I give Twilight of the Gods the rating of 4.5 out of 5. Above all, I really enjoy the story arc. This is definitely a more fleshed out story than anything that Zack Snyder has ever done before. And his collaborators on this project deserve just as much, if not even more, credit on that aspect.